The noise of those bells gets me right behind the eyes.
More than 2 hours of that mumbo-jumbo. And the priests came from every village around. Church looked beautiful. When they sang the first response, Magdalena fainted dead away.
She'll be the one left most on her own.
She's the only one who loved her father. Oh, thanks be to God. For a moment to ourselves. I came for a bite to eat.
If Bernarda catches you...
Oh, since she's not eating today, she'd like us all to starve to death. Old slave driver. Well, never mind her. I've opened a jar of sausages.
Monsieur, can't you let me have some for my little girl?
Well, go and help yourself. And take a handful of chickpeas while you're about it. She won't notice, not today.
Bernarda!
Is the old lady locked in properly?
Double locked.
Yeah. Oh, she's coming! Now, make sure everything's clean as a new pin. If Bernarda can't see her face and everything, she'll pull out all the hairs I've got left.
Oh, what a woman.
Tyrant over all she surveys. She could sit on your heart and watch you die for a whole day. Not take off that cold smile she wears on that damned face of hers. Yeah, where are the glasses? Are you sure they've all been properly washed?
My hands are raw from all that washing up.
Oh, she has to be the cleanest. She has to be the decentest, the highest and the mightiest. Her poor husband earned his rest.
Did all the family come?
Hers? His people hate her. They just came to view the body and make the sign of the cross over it.
Are there enough chairs?
Oh, more than enough. Let them sit on the floor. She doesn't really like having people in here anyway. Nobody's been to this house since Bernarda's father died.
Oh, she's always been good to you.
30 years I've washed her sheets. 30 years I've eaten her leftovers. Watched over her nights when she had a cough. Spent whole days peeking through cracks in the blinds to spy on the neighbours for her. A life with no secrets, one from the other. And all the same, damn her, may she rot in hell.
Monsieur.
Oh, I'm a good dog, though. I bark when I'm told. Bite the ankles of the beggars when she sets me on them. My boys still work in her fields. But the day will come when I'll have had enough.
And then?
And then? I'll lock myself up in a room with her and spit in her face for a whole year long. There, Bernarda, that's for this, and that's for that, and that's for the other. Because that's what I think of her and her whole family. Not that I envy her life. Indeed, I don't. Stuck with 5 girls, 5 great ugly daughters, all of them poor as church mice. Well, except Angustia's, because she's the daughter of the first husband, so she's got some money. But the rest, oh, plenty of bits of lace edging and linen petticoats, but bread and raisins is all they'll ever inherit.
I wouldn't mind having what they've got.
All we have is our hands and a hole in God's good earth.
All the land they'll ever leave to us who have nothing.
Here, this glass has got some specks on it.
Oh, neither soap nor rags will shift him.
Well, there's the last prayer. I'm going over to listen. I love the way that priest sings. In the Paternoster, his voice went up and up like a jug gradually filling with water. Of course, in the end it cracked, but it was lovely to hear him. But there's nobody like the old priest, Tronchapinas. He sang at the Mass for my mother, God rest her soul. And the walls shook when he sang the Amen. It was as if a wolf had come into the church. Amen.
You'll strain your throat.
I'd rather strain something else.
Dong, dong. God forgive him. Dong, dong. You can wait a few years for me.
Blessed be God.
Forever and ever, in fact.
I came for the scraps.
The door's right behind you. Any scraps today are mine.
You've got someone to look after you. The child and me's all on our own.
Dogs are all
Ponsia always gives me the scraps.
Come in here. Come in, your dirty feet all over my nice clean floor. Out! 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 Polished floors. Velvet chairs. Linen tablecloths. Luxury. While we chew our tongues and live on dirt floors with one plate and one spoon. Well, I pray for the day when there won't be a single soul left to speak of it. Oh, that's it. Ring away. Put you in a box with gold corners and a rail to lift it by. May you be as dead as I shall be, Antonio Maria Benavides. To hell with you. Lying there stiff, in your best suit and your tall boots. To hell with you. You won't be coming back to put your hand up my skirt behind the barn door. Antonio Maria Benavides! You will never see these walls again. And must I go on living after you go?
Silence. Less howling and more work. You should have got all this clean for the way. Get out. This is no place for you. The poor are like animals. It's as if they were made of different stuff.
The poor have their feelings, too.
They forget them soon enough over a plate of beans.
You have to eat to live.
At your age, you don't talk in front of grown-ups.
Quiet, child.
I never needed lessons from anybody. Sit down. Magdalena, stop crying. If you want to cry, go under your bed and do it. Did you hear me?
Have you started work in the fields yet?
Yesterday.
Sun's coming down like lead.
It's years since it's been this hot.
Is the lemonade ready?
Yes, Bernarda.
Shh. Give the men some.
They're drinking already in the yard.
Have them leave the way they came. I don't want them walking through here.
Romano was in church with the men.
Yes, he was.
His mother was. It was his mother she saw. Neither she nor I saw Pepe.
I thought I saw...
Who was there was the widower from Dara Halil, very close to your aunt. We all saw him.
That's wicked. Worse than wicked.
Tongue like a knife.
The only man a woman should look at in church is the priest. And then only because he's wearing a skirt. Turning your head means you're hankering after a touch of corduroy.
Sanctimonious old serpent. Itching for the heat of a man.
Praise be to God.
Bless Satan and praise
Rest in peace with all the holy company about you ahead.
Rest in peace.
With the Archangel Michael and his sword of justice.
Rest in peace.
With the key that opens and the hand that locks.
Rest in peace.
With the fortunate, the blessed, and the little lights of the field.
Rest in peace.
And with all souls on land or sea.
Rest in peace.
Grant thy rest to thy servant, Antonio Maria Benavides, and give him the crown of thy blessed glory.
Amen.
Requiem aeternam donat eis Domini.
Et lux perpetuum lucere. May you enjoy good health to pray for his soul.
May you never lack bread.
Nor a roof over your daughters' heads.
May you always enjoy the wheat of your wedding day.
From the men, money for masses.
Thank them. Give them a glass of brandy.
Magdalena.
Shh! Go on back to your homes and find fault with everything you've seen. And I hope it'll be a good few years before you cross my threshold again.
You've no cause to complain. The whole village came.
Yes, to fill my house with the stink of their sweat and the poison of their tongues.
Mother, don't talk like that.
Only way to talk about this cursed village. A village without a river, full of wells, so every time you drink the water, you're afraid it's poisoned.
Look what they've done to the floor.
Who's ever heard of goats had been through it? Child, give me the fan.
Here you are.
Is this the kind of fan you give a widow? Find me a black one and learn some respect for your father's memory.
Take mine.
What about you?
I'm not hot.
Find another one. You'll need it. For the 8 years this morning will last, there won't be a breath of air getting into this house from the street. We shall behave as if we had bricked up the doors and windows. That's how it was in my father's house. And my grandfather's. Meantime, you can get on with embroidering your trousseau. And there are 20 bolts of linen in the chest for sheets and coverlets. Magdalena can embroider them.
It makes no odds to me.
If you don't want to do them, they can go without. It'll make yours look all the better.
Not mine nor yours. I know I'm never going to get married. I'd rather carry sacks to the mill. Anything rather than sit in these dark rooms year in, year out.
That's how things are for women.
Damn all women.
In this house, you do as I say. No more running, telling tales to your father. Needle and thread for women, whip and mule for men. That's how things are for people born to certain obligations.
Bernarda, let me out!
Let her out now.
I've had enough trouble holding her down. 80 years old or not, your mother's as strong as an oak tree.
We're all alike. My grandmother was the same.
I had to put a sack over her mouth several times during the funeral. She was wanting to shout out to you to at least let her have some dishwater to drink or dog meat, which is what she says you give her.
She's spiteful.
Let me out.
Let her get some fresh air in the corral.
She got all her rings out of the box and her amethyst earrings, put them on and told me she was wanting to get married.
Stay with her, see she doesn't go near the well.
You needn't worry, she'll throw herself in.
Don't. It's where the neighbours can see her from their windows.
We're going to change.
All right. Angustias.
I saw her peeping through the crack in the back door.
What were you doing at the back door?
I went to see if the hens had laid.
But the men had already left the wake.
There were still a few of them standing around outside.
Angustias! Angustias!
Angustias! Angustias!
Was there something?
What, or rather, who were you looking at?
Nobody.
You think it's decent for a woman of your class to flaunt herself at a man the day of her father's funeral? Answer me, who were you looking at?
I?
Yes, you.
Nobody.
You.
Hypocrite! Get to your rooms, all of you! Quietly!
She didn't realize what she was doing. Oh, I was surprised to see her sneaking off to the back and listening to the men's conversation. And as usual, it wasn't the sort of conversation one should listen to.
That's why they'd come to funerals. What were they talking about?
About Pacala Rosetta. Last night, they locked her husband up in a stable, slung her over the back of a horse and took her off to the middle of the olive grove.
What did she do?
She? She was just as happy. They say she was running around with her breasts all hanging out. And Maximiliano was carrying her around as if he was playing a guitar. It was terrible.
What happened?
What had to happen was almost daylight when they got back. And she had her hair all down, a wreath of flowers on her head.
She's the only bad woman we have in the village.
Oh, that's because she's not from these parts. And the ones who were with her are the sons of strangers, too. Men around here wouldn't be capable of a thing like that.
No, but they like to watch. Pass remarks, lick their lips over it.
They were saying a lot of other things, too.
Such as?
Well, I'd be ashamed to repeat them.
And my daughter heard them.
She did.
She takes after her aunts, all smooth and mealy-mouthed, making great sheep's eyes at the first nobody who pays them a compliment. Oh, the suffering. The struggle one has to endure to make people behave decently, not kick over the traces.
It's just that your girls are at the age when they should be married. They give you precious little bother. Angustias must be well over 30 by now.
39, to be precise.
39? Oh, imagine. Never had a young man.
No more of any of them, or ever needed one. They can get along very well.
I didn't mean to upset you.
There's no one for 100 miles around good enough for them. The men in these parts aren't in their class. I suppose you think I should unload them onto the first farmhand I see.
You should have moved to another town. Though, of course, in any other place, they'd turn out to be the poor ones.
Stop tormenting me!
Oh, there's no talking to you today. Do we or do we not trust each other?
We do not. You work for me, I pay you, nothing more.
Don Arturo's here to see about the will.
Let's go.
You can start washing the yard. And you can start putting the dead man's things in the big chest.
There are some of the things we could give away.
Nothing. Not a button. Not even the cloth we covered his face with.
taken your medicine? For all the good it'll do me. But you took it. I do things without believing in them, like clockwork. You're much livelier since the new doctor came.
I feel just the same.
Did you notice? Adelaida wasn't at the funeral.
I knew she wouldn't be. Her fiancé won't even let her go to the front doorstep. She used to be so cheerful. Now she doesn't even powder her face.
Nowadays, you don't know if it's better to have a young man or not.
Makes no matter.
It's all the fault of gossiping tongues who won't let us lead our own lives.
It's better you never look at a man. I've been scared of them ever since I was a little girl. I'd see them in the yard, yoking the bullocks, hoisting sacks of grain, shouting and stamping their feet. And I was always scared to grow up, for fear of finding myself suddenly held by one of them in his arms. God made me weak and ugly to be sure they kept away from me.
You can't say that. Enrique Humanus was keen on you and you liked him.
Things people think of. There was the one time I stood in my nightgown behind the blinds because he had sent the farmhand's little girl to tell me he'd be coming, and he didn't. It was all talk. And you married someone else with more money than me.
And ugly as sin.
What does ugliness matter to a man? All that matters to them is land, stock, and a submissive bitch to give them something to eat.
What are you doing?
Sitting here.
What about you?
I've been going through the rooms. For the exercise. To look at grandmother's needlework pictures we used to like so much when we were children. The little woolly dog and the black man fighting with the lion. Those were happier times. A wedding used to go on then for 10 whole days. Now it's all more refined. The brides wear white veils like in the cities, but we rot away for fear of what people might say.
One of your shoelaces is undone.
What of it?
You'll trip on it and fall.
Well, that'll be one less.
Where's Adela?
Oh, she's put on the green dress I made for her birthday and gone out into the yard, calling chickens, look at me. I had to laugh.
If Mother had seen her.
Poor thing. She's the youngest and still has her illusions. I'd give a lot to see her happy.
What time is it?
Well, it must be 6:30.
As late as that? It's just going to strike.
Do you know about it yet?
No, don't know what you're talking about.
You both know better than I. You're always getting your heads together like a couple of little lambs, not letting anyone in on things. About Pepe El Romano. Yes, the whole village is talking about it. They say Pepe El Romano is going to marry Angustius. Well, he was prowling round the house last night, and I believe he's going to send someone with his proposal soon.
I'm glad. He's a good man.
So am I. Angustius is a good woman.
You're neither of you glad.
Magdalena, what do you mean?
If he were coming for her looks, for Angustius as a woman, I'd be glad too. But he's coming for the money. Even if Angustius is our sister. Well, we're all family here, and we all know perfectly well that she's old and sickly and has always been the least attractive of us all. She looked like a broomstick when she was 20. Look at her now, she's nearly 40.
Don't talk like that. Good fortune comes to those that least expect it.
She's right. Angustius has got all her own father's money. She's the only rich one in this family. Now our father's dead and all his money's going to be split up, and that's why they're coming after her.
Pepe El Romano is 25 and the most attractive man in these parts. The natural thing would be for him to take you, Amelia, or Adela, who's 20. Not to go for the least likely person in the house, a woman who talks through her nose just like her father.
Maybe he finds it attractive.
I've never been able to stand your hypocrisy.
Good God!
Well, did the chickens like your dress?
Who else could I show it to?
If Mother sees you, she'll tear your hair out.
I had such hopes for this dress. Oh. I'm going to wear it when we went to eat watermelons by the well. I've never had one like it. It's lovely. And so perfectly. It's the best Magdalena's ever made.
You could dye it black. The best thing would be to give it to Angustias for her wedding to Pepe el Romano.
But Pepe el Romano?
Haven't you heard?
No.
Well, you have now.
But that's impossible.
Money makes everything possible.
Is that why Angustias went out after the funeral? While she was peeping through the door? And that man would be capable of
anything.
What are you thinking, Adela?
I was thinking, this period of mourning has come at the very worst time it could have done for me.
You'll get used to it.
I will not. I can't stay locked up. I don't want to shrivel up like all of you. I don't want the whiteness of my skin to fade away in these rooms.
Adela!
Tomorrow I shall put on my green dress and go out into the street. I want to get out.
Enough! Shh! The servants might hear you. We're all in the same boat. What happens to one will happen to the rest.
Pepe el Romano is coming down the street.
We must go and see him. Come and see him.
Not going. He means nothing to me. He has to come round the corner. You get the best view from the window in your room.
Damn this share out.
It's a great deal of money for Angustias.
Yes.
Quite a bit less for the others.
You've said that to me 3 times. I didn't ask you to repeat it. Quite a bit less. A great deal less. Don't remind me of it again. Angustias?
Mother?
You dare put powder on your face the day of your father's funeral?
He was not my father. Have you forgotten already?
You owe more to your sister's father than to your own. It's thanks to him your fortune is increased.
That remains to be seen.
Even out of decency. To show respect.
Mother, let me go out.
Go out! With all this muck on your face, you weakling! You painted trollop! Spitting image of your arms! Run along with you!
My mother may be mad. I still have all my 5 wits. I know precisely what I'm doing.
What's going on?
Nothing at all is going on.
Well, if you're squabbling about the will, don't bother. You can keep the lot.
Get your tongue where it belongs.
Be under no illusion about getting the better of me. Until I am carried out of this house feet first, I will give the orders for all of you.
Bernarda, where is my mantilla? I don't want anything of mine to come to any of you. Not my rings, not my black moire dress, because none of you are going to get married. Not one of you. Bernarda, give me back my pearl necklace.
Why did you let her in?
She got away from me. Yes. I got away because I want to get married, Bernarda. I want to marry a strong man from the coast, seeing that the men round here all run away from women.
Be silent, Mother.
No! I will not.
Marry it yourself.
I don't want to look at all those old maids yearning and burning to be married, turning their hearts to dust. I want to go back to my village, Bernarda. I want a man to marry and be happy with.
Now, come, marry.
Help her, all of you!
No! I want to get married! I want to get married! Down by the shores of the sea! Down by the shores of the sea! No!
That's the third sheet cut out.
That one goes to Amelia.
Angustias. Should I put Pepe's initials here too?
No.
Adela, aren't you coming?
She'll be lying on her bed.
Adela!
There's something the matter with that one. She's restless. She trembles. She looks frightened. It's as if she had a lizard down her dress.
There is nothing more or less wrong with her than with the rest of us.
Except Angustias.
I feel fine. And anyone who doesn't like it can eat her heart out.
Admit it, the best thing about you are your waistline and your sensitivity.
Luckily, I shall soon be out of this hell.
Maybe not.
Stop that talk.
Anyway, better a good dowry than a pretty face.
This is all going in one ear and out the other.
Open the doors and see if there's a breath of air.
I couldn't sleep last night for the heat.
Nor could I.
I got up to get cool. There was a dark storm cloud and even a few drops of rain.
I got up too. It was 1 o'clock in the morning, and the earth seemed to give off fire. Angustias and Pepe were still talking at the window.
So late? What time did he go?
Magdalena, if you saw him, why ask?
Must have been about 1:30.
Oh, yes. And how would you know?
I heard him cough and the sound of his horse's hooves.
Well, I heard him going away about 4.
Well, that wouldn't have been him.
I'm certain it was.
That's how it seemed to me, too.
Well, there's a strange thing.
Angustias, come and tell us. What did Pepe say to you the first time he came to your window?
Nothing. What should you have said to me? We just made conversation.
It's surely very strange for two people who don't know each other to meet suddenly at a window and get engaged.
Huh. I didn't find it strange.
I'd have felt a bit... I don't know.
Because when a man comes to a window, he already knows from all those people coming and going, fetching and carrying, that the answer he'll get will be yes.
But you still have to leave it for you to say.
Well, of course.
And how did he ask you?
Well, it was just... You know I'm interested in you. I need a good, well-brought-up woman. And that'll be you. You're in agreement.
Things like that embarrass me.
Me too. But you have to go through with them.
Didn't he say anything else?
Oh, yes. He was the one who did all the talking.
What about you?
I couldn't have uttered a word. I felt as if my heart was coming out of my mouth. Well, it was the first time I'd ever been alone at night with a man.
And such a good-looking one at that.
He's not bad.
These things are easier for people who've had a proper education, who've been taught how to speak and know what to say. When my husband, Evaristo the Short Tail, first came to my window...
What happened?
Well, it was pitch dark, but I could hear him coming closer. And he said good evening, and I said good evening. And then neither of us said another word for more than half an hour. The sweat was pouring off me all over my body. And then Evaristo came closer and closer, as if he was trying to squeeze through the bars. And suddenly he said in a very low voice, "Come here and let me feel you."
Mother will hear us.
But after we were married, he behaved himself very well. Instead of chasing after other women, he took up breeding canaries until the day he died. None of you is married, but you may as well know now that after the first 2 weeks of marriage, a man leaves the bed for the table and then the table for the tavern. And any woman who doesn't put up with it can rot away crying in a corner.
You didn't put up with it.
No, I could manage him.
Is it true you used to beat him?
I did. I nearly put one of his eyes out once.
All women should do the same.
I come from the same school as your mother. There was one time he said something to me, I can't remember what it was, but I killed all his canaries with a hammer.
Oh, Adela shouldn't miss this.
Go and get her, go and get her.
That girl is sick.
Of course she is. She hardly sleeps a wink.
Well, what does she do?
How should I know?
You'd know better than me. You sleep with only a wall between you.
Eaten up with envy.
Don't exaggerate.
You can see it in her eyes. She's getting to look like a mad woman.
Don't talk about madness. This is the last place you should use that word.
She was asleep.
My whole body aches.
Didn't you sleep well last night?
Yes.
Well then.
Leave me alone. Asleep or awake, it's no business of yours. It's my body and I'll do what I want with it.
I was worried about you.
Worried or nosy? I wish I was invisible and could go around the house without people asking me where I'm going all the time.
Bernarda's asking for you. The man's here with the lacework.
Stop looking at me! I'll give you my eyes if you want. They're younger and brighter than yours. And my shoulders to do something for your hunchback. Just turn your head away when I go by.
Adela, she's your sister.
She follows me everywhere.
Besides, she's the one who loves you the most.
She sticks her head into my room sometimes to see if I'm asleep. She won't let me breathe. And that everlasting pity about the face, pity about the body, won't be any use to anyone. that's not going to happen. My body will belong to whoever I want.
To Pepe El Romano, Am I right?
What did you say?
You heard.
You be quiet.
Do you think I haven't noticed?
What do you know about it?
Old women can see through walls. Where do you go when you get up at night?
You should be blind.
No, when it's about what this is about, I got a head and a pair of hands full of eyes. I've been watching you and going over and over it in my mind. Why did you stand half naked at the window with the light on the night Pepe came to talk to Angustias?
That's not true. That's not true. That's not true. That's not true.
Now stop behaving like a child, Della, and leave your sister in peace. If you've taken a fancy to Pepe El Romano, you keep it to yourself. Shh. Joan. Come. Hush. Hush. Oh. Look, who's to say you can't marry him anyway? Your sister Angustias is sickly. She won't get over her first child. She's narrow in the hips and she's too old. If I know anything, she'll die. And then Pepe will do what all the widowers around here do. He'll marry the youngest and the prettiest. And that's you. Well, live on that hope if you must. Or forget about him. Anything you like. But don't go against the law of God.
Be quiet, be quiet.
I will not.
Mind your own business, you spy. Traitor.
Yes, I'm sticking to you like your shadow.
No, instead of keeping the place clean and then going to bed and praying for your dead, you root around like an old sow. Slobbering over other people's business.
I keep watch. Your people won't spit when they pass our door.
Why all this sudden concern for my sister?
I'm not a bit concerned for any of you. I want to live in a respectable house. I don't want to be shamed in my old age.
It's no good giving advice. It's too late already. I wouldn't just walk over you. You're only a servant. I'd walk over my mother to put out the fire that's burning in my mouth. And my body. What could you say about me? That I lock myself in my room and won't come to the door. That I can't sleep. I'm more cunning than you. See if you can catch the rabbit with your bare hands.
No, don't you defy me, Adela. Don't you defy me. Because I can raise my voice, turn the lights on and make the bells ring.
You can put 4,000 bright yellow flares in the yard. No one can stop what has got to happen.
Do you want that man so much?
So much. When I look into his eyes, it's as if I was slowly drinking his blood.
I won't listen.
Oh, but you will. I used to be afraid of you, but I'm stronger than you are now.
What's wobbling?
Yeah, of course. Well, she wants me in all this heat to go and fetch I don't know what from the shops.
Oh, did you get me that bottle of scent?
The most expensive. And the face powder. I put them on the table in your room.
And you hold your tongue.
We'll see about that.
Have you seen the lace? The bits for Angustias' bridal sheets are beautiful.
Whose are those?
Mine. For a nightdress.
Well, it takes a sense of humour.
Only for myself to look at. I don't have to flaunt myself or anyone.
Nobody sees us in our night dresses.
Oh, sometimes. But I love nice underwear. If I was rich, I'd have it all made in the finest silk. It's one of the few pleasures I have left.
This lace would be lovely for babies' caps and christening gowns. I could never afford it for mine. Perhaps Angustias We'll use it for hers. When she starts having babies, she'll keep you on the go morning, noon and night.
I don't intend to sew a stitch for them. Much less bring up someone else's children. Look how the neighbours over the road have had to sacrifice themselves for those poor brats.
Well, they're better off than you. At least over there you can hear them laughing and fighting.
Go and work for them.
No. Fate has decreed me to this nunnery.
The men going back to work.
Oh, it must be 3 o'clock already.
In this heat. So we could go to the fields too.
Each class has its own work to do.
That's how life is.
Oh, there's no happiness like in the fields this time of the year. The reapers arrived yesterday morning. 40 or 50 handsome young men.
Where are they from this year?
Miles away from the mountains, happy like sunburnt oaks, shouting and throwing stones. And last night, one of those women arrived in the village, all dressed in spangles and dancing to an accordion, and 15 of them paid money to take her into the olive grove. I was watching, well, from a distance. The one who made the deals for her was a boy with green eyes, firm and fully packed like a sheaf of wheat.
Really? Is that true?
A few years ago, another of those women came to this village, and I myself gave my eldest son the money to go with her. Well, men need these things.
Men get forgiven everything.
Being born a woman is the worst punishment.
Even our eyes don't belong to us.
That's them. They have some beautiful songs.
They don't care about the heat.
They reap through the flames. I wish I was a reaper, to come and go as I pleased. Forget about what's eating us alive.
What do you have to forget?
Everyone has something.
Everyone.
Shh! Be quiet, quiet! Da la 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 niña la niña la la la. Oh, they've been turning the corner now.
Let's go and watch them from the window in my room.
Well, now, be careful not to open the shutters too wide, and not above giving them a shout to see who's behind.
What's the matter?
The heat is making me ill.
Is that really all?
I was wishing November would come. The rainy days, the frost. Anything but this endless summer.
It'll pass, and it'll come back.
Well, of course. What time did you go to sleep last night?
Oh, I don't know. I sleep like a log. Why?
Nothing. I just thought I heard people in the corral.
Did you?
Very late.
Weren't you frightened?
No. I've heard them other nights, too.
We should be careful. Was it the farmhands?
No, they came at 6.
Maybe it was a young, unbroken mule.
That's it. A young, unbroken mule.
We should set a watch.
No, don't say anything. Could just have been my imagination.
Maybe.
Amelia.
What?
Nothing.
Why did you call me?
It just came out without thinking.
Go and lie down for a while.
Where's the picture of Pepe I had under my pillow? Where's my picture of Pepe? Which one of you took it?
Nobody.
It's not as though he's Saint Sebastian.
Picture.
One of you's hidden it.
How have you the gall to say such a thing?
It was in my room, and it's not there now!
It nipped out into the corral in the middle of the night. Peppy likes walking in the moonlight.
Don't you play games with me. When he gets here, I'll tell him.
Angustius, don't do that. It'll turn up.
Which one of you's taken it?
Well, someone has, but not me.
Of course, never you.
What is this uproar in my house? The neighbours will all be standing with their ears glued to the walls.
They've hidden a picture of my fiancé.
Who?
Them.
Which of you? Answer me! Search their rooms. Look in the beds! This comes of giving you too long a reign. But you won't get around me. Are you sure?
Yes.
You looked properly!
Yes, Mother.
At the end of my days, you force me to drink the bitterest cup a mother can bear. Did you find it?
Here.
Where was it? Don't be afraid to say.
It was between the sheets in Martirio's bed.
Is this true?
It's true.
May you come to a bad end. You mischief maker! I'll do as I please!
If I let you get away from me!
Not even a tear.
I'm not going to cry just to please you.
Why did you take that picture?
Gonna play a joke on my own sister. Why else would I want the thing?
It wasn't a joke. You never enjoyed playing jokes. It was something else inside of you bursting to come out. Admit it.
Be quiet and don't you make me speak out, because if I do, the very walls would close in on one another for shame.
Really, time never gives up inventing lies.
Adela!
You're both mad.
Keep your suspicions to yourself.
Some women are beyond
Till
shame.
they've all got their breasts hanging out, and the river sweeps them all away.
Unclean!
It's not my fault, Pepe El Romano picked on me! You mean on your money?
Silence! Silence, I said! I could see the storm brewing, but I never thought it would break so soon. But I'm not senile yet. And I have 5 chains for the 5 of you. And this house that my father built. So not even the weeds in the yard will hear my unhappiness. Now get out! All of you!
Can I speak?
Speak. I'm sorry you heard that. It's never good to have a stranger in the family.
What I've seen, I've seen.
Angustias must get married right away.
Of course, get her away from here.
Not her, him.
Of course, get him away from here. That's good thinking.
I don't think. I give orders.
Do you think he'll be content to leave?
What do you mean?
Well, he will still be marrying. Well, of course he will be marrying Angustias.
Speak up.
I know you too well not to know when you've got your knife out for me.
Well, I never knew a warning could be called murder.
You're giving me a warning?
I'm not making any accusations, Bernarda. I'm just saying, open your eyes, take a look.
At what?
You've always been clever. You can spot wickedness in other people 100 miles away. Sometimes I thought you could read their minds. But one's children are one's children, so now you're being blind.
Are you talking about Martirio?
Very well. Martirio. Why did she take that picture?
She said it was for a joke. What else could it have been?
Do you really believe that?
I don't just believe it. It is so.
Very well. But this is your family. Suppose it was the neighbors from over by.
Now you're starting to pull the point of the knife out.
Bernarda, something very wrong is going on here. I don't want to put any blame on you, but you've never given those girls any freedom. Martirio thinks too much about love. Say what you like. Why didn't you let her marry Enrique Humanas? On the very day he was to come to her window, why did you send him word not to come?
And I'd do it 1,000 times over. My blood will not be mixed with that of the Humanas as long as I am alive. His father was a farmhand.
And look what's come of putting on all these airs and graces.
I put them on because I can afford to, and you cannot, knowing very well what you sprang from.
Don't remind me of that, Bernarda. I've always been grateful for your protection.
One wouldn't think so.
The Martirio will get over it.
If not, so much the worse for her. I don't think something very wrong is going on here. Nothing is going on here. Wishful thinking on your part. And if anything ever should happen, rest assured it won't go beyond these walls.
But I wouldn't be too sure of that. There are other people in this village can read minds at a distance.
Oh, you would just love to see me and my daughters making our way to the whorehouse.
Who knows how any of us will end?
I know how I shall. And my daughters. The brothel was the place for a certain woman now dead.
Oh! No more, Bernarda!
Then stop tormenting me with your wicked thoughts.
Better I keep out of everything.
Keep working, keep your mouth shut. The duty of all who work for hire.
I can't, I won't. Oh, Bernarda, don't you think it would be better if Pepe were married to Amelia or Adela?
No, I don't think.
Adela! Now there's the true bride for Pepe El Romano.
Things never work out just the way we want them.
No, but it's hard work turning them from their proper course. Pepe, going with Angustia seems wrong to me and to other people. Well, who can tell if things will turn out as they should?
Here we go again, filling my head with your bad dreams, but I won't listen. Because if I listened, I'd have to tear your eyes out.
Yeah, frighten somebody else with that, Bernarda.
My daughters respect me. They have never gone against my wishes.
Oh, indeed. But the minute you turn them loose, there'll be no holding them. They'll be up on the rooftop.
Then I'll throw stones at them to bring them down.
You always were the bravest there ever was.
I've always enjoyed a good fight.
Well, it's strange how things turn out. You should see the fever of excitement Angustius is in over her lover, and at her age, too. But it seems he's in the same state about her. My eldest told me that when he passed with the oxen at 4:30 in the morning, they were still talking at the window.
At 4:30?
Liar! That's what I was told.
Well?
Pepe has been leaving at 1 o'clock for over a week now. May God strike me dead if I tell a lie.
I've heard him leaving at 4 too.
Did you see him?
I didn't want to show myself. Don't you go to the side window to talk now?
I took at my bedroom window.
What is going on in this house?
High time you found out. All I know is that Pepe El Romano was talking at one of the windows in this house at 4:30.
Are you sure?
Well, nothing's for sure in this life.
Mother, don't listen to her. She's someone who wants to ruin us all.
You know how to find things out. If people want to bear false witness against me, they'll find they've run up against a brick wall.
No one is to talk about this.
Other people can sometimes stir up puddles of filth that could drown us all.
I don't like lying.
Then something is bound to happen.
Nothing is bound to happen. I was born to keep my eyes open. I shan't close them now until the day I die.
I have a right to know.
You have a right to nothing except to do as you are told. No one tells me what I will or will not do.
Now you keep your nose in your own business. No one takes a step in this house without I know about it.
There's a great crowd at the top of the street, and all the neighbours are standing out in their doorways.
Go and see what's happening. Where do you think you're going? I always knew you were the sort of women to stand, gawping in doorways, break you a morning. Get to your rooms, all of you!
You can be thankful I just didn't happen to open my mouth. I should have had something to say as well, then.
And what would that have been? Wanting isn't doing.
Oh, I do what I can. You wanted to, but you couldn't.
Tear you out of his arms.
But Tyrion, let me alone.
None of us shall have him.
He wants me to live with him.
I saw how he was holding you.
I didn't want this. It's like being dragged along by a rope.
I'll see you dead first.
Sit. It's Bernarda's girl. The unmarried one. Had a baby, nobody knows whose.
A baby?
To hide her shame, she killed it and buried it under the stones. Some dogs with more charity than most Christians dug it up, and as if they were guided by the hand of God, they left it on her doorstep. Now they're all wanting to kill her. They're dragging her through the streets. And the men are running through the olive groves, shouting fit to shake the field.
Good, let them come. Let them all come. Let them bring switches of olive and the handles of their picks. Let them all come and kill her.
No, not to kill her.
Yes!
No.
And let us go out there too.
Any woman who forgets her decency will pay for it!
No! Let her escape! Don't go out there, please! Let her pay what she owes!
Finish with her before the police get here! Coals of fire in the place where she sinned! Kill her!
Kill her!
Kill her! Kill her! Kill her! Kill her! Kill her! Kill her! Kill her! Kill her! Kill
I'll be on my way, Bernarda. I've paid you a long visit.
No, don't go yet, Prudentia. We never see you.
Have they rung the last call for the rosary?
No, not yet.
How is your husband?
As ever.
We never see him either.
You know how he is. Ever since he quarrelled with his brothers over the inheritance, he never goes in or out by the front door. He takes a ladder and climbs over the wall.
A real man. And how is your daughter?
He's never forgiven her.
Quite right.
I don't know about that.
A daughter who is disobedient stops being a daughter and becomes an enemy.
What was that?
The stallion. He's tied in the stable. Tell them to tether him in the yard. He must be feeling the heat.
Are you going to put him to the mares?
When it's daylight.
You've managed to increase your stock.
By dint of a lot of trouble and a great deal of money.
Still, she has the best herd for miles around. It's a pity the prices are so low.
Won't you have some cheese or some honey?
Oh, for God's sake.
Do I have to say everything twice?
I could feel it echoing right through my chest.
Oh, what a life.
You have to fight like a man.
Ah, that's it. Where are you going?
To get a drink of water.
Bring a jug of fresh water. You can sit down.
When is Angustius to be married?
They'll be coming to set the date in the next 3 days.
You must be very happy.
Angustias?
You must be very happy.
Of course.
Has he given you the ring yet? It's lovely. 3 pearls. In my day, pearls meant tears.
Things have changed since then. I don't think so. Things don't change their meaning. Engagement rings should be diamonds.
It's more fitting.
Pearls or no pearls, life is what you make it.
Or what God makes it for you.
They tell me your furniture is beautiful.
Oh, it cost enough.
The main thing is, everything is for the best.
Which nobody can be sure of.
There's no reason for it not to be.
There's the last call. I'll be back and you can show me your trousseau.
Whenever you like.
Good night and God be with you.
God be with you.
Goodbye, Prudentia. That's dinner done.
I'm going to look up the chickens.
I'll come with you.
Me too. I shan't get lost.
You need company at night.
I've told you I want you to talk to your sister Martyria. What happened with the picture was a joke. You should forget it.
You know she hates me.
Everyone knows what they think inside. I don't pry into people's hearts, but I do demand a good face on things and a peaceful household. Understood?
Yes.
That's settled, then.
Anyway, if you're going to be gone soon.
Can't be soon enough for me.
What time did you finish talking last night?
12:30.
What does Pepe talk about?
I find him a bit absent-minded. He always talks as if he was thinking of something else. When I ask him what the matter is, he says, we men have our worries.
You shouldn't ask him then. Still less once you are married. Speak when he speaks. Look at him when he looks at you. That way you'll have no trouble.
I think he's keeping a lot of things from me.
Don't try and find out what they are. Don't ask him. And above all, never let him see you cry.
I should be happy. And I'm not.
It's all the same, either way.
I sometimes look at him closely through the window bars. And he seems blurred. As if he was in a cloud of dust kicked up by the flocks.
It's because you are not strong.
Oh, I hope it is that.
Is he coming tonight?
No, he's gone to the city with his mother.
Then we can get to bed early. Magdalena.
She's asleep.
So dark! You can't see 2 yards in front of you.
I'm like robbers or anyone with something to hide.
The stallion was standing in the middle of the corral, white, twice his usual size, filling the darkness.
It's true, like a ghost. I was scared.
And there are stars in the sky as big as fists.
She was staring at the Victor crick her neck.
Would you like them then?
What goes on up there doesn't matter to me. I have enough to do with what goes on down here.
Right. Are you going to bed? Yes.
Pepe isn't coming tonight.
Mother, every time there's a shooting star or a lightning flash, why do people cross themselves and make a wish?
Oh. People in the old days knew lots of things we've forgotten.
I close my eyes so that I can't see them.
Not me. I like to see them shooting fire after they've been quiet for years and years.
But all that has nothing to do with human beings.
Better not to think about them.
Oh, what a beautiful night. I'd like to stay up till very late.
But we have to go to bed. Magdalena.
She's asleep.
Magdalena!
Magdalena, leave me alone.
Go to bed.
Go to bed. Never give a body a moment's peace.
You others off to bed too.
Good night.
Why isn't Angustius's fiancé coming tonight?
He's away.
Still here?
Enjoying the quiet. Managing not to see there's something very wrong that is going on here, according to you.
Bernarda, I thought that subject was closed.
In this household, there's no such thing as a simple yes or no. While I keep my eyes peeled, I can take care of everything.
Nothing is going on the outside, that's true. Your daughters are behaving as if they were locked in cupboards, which they are. Neither you nor anyone else can keep an eye on what goes on in their hearts.
My daughters' hearts beat calmly enough.
Well, that's your business. You're their mother. I've enough to do looking after this household.
Now you're going quiet on me.
I know my place and keep it, that's all.
What's going on is that you have nothing to say. If there was grass growing in this house, you'd see to it all the flocks in the neighborhood came here to graze.
I hide more than you think.
Do your sons still see Pepe here at 4:30 in the morning? Are they still passing on all the malicious gossip about this house?
They say nothing.
Because there's nothing they can say, nothing they can get their teeth into. And for that, you have my watchfulness to thank.
Bernarda, I don't want to say more for fear of what you might do, but don't you be too sure.
But I am ready.
Something could happen suddenly to break your heart. Lightning could strike.
Nothing will happen. I'm on my guard against anything you can dream up.
The better for you.
Very much so. I'm going to bed.
Is there anything you want doing, Bernarda?
What time do you want waking?
I don't. I shall sleep soundly tonight.
If there's something you can't do anything about, it's better to turn your back on it and you don't see it.
She's so much pride, she puts a blindfold on herself.
Well, there's no more I can do. I've tried to stop things going too far. Now they frighten me too much. Can you feel the silence? There's a storm brewing in every room. And the day it breaks, it'll sweep us all away.
Bernarda thinks no one can stand up to her. She doesn't know the power of a man among a lot of women on their own.
It's not all Pepe El Romano's fault. It's Adela. She should have kept her place and not led him on. A man is a man.
There's them as say he's come talking to Adela several times.
It's the truth. But that's not all.
Bernarda's hurrying on the wedding. Maybe nothing will happen after all.
No, the crops are too ripe already. Adela's made her mind up whatever happens. And the others keep watch the whole time.
Especially Martirio.
And that one's the worst. She's a pool full of poison. She knows she can't get the man for herself. She'd destroy the whole world if it was in her power.
Oh, they're wicked.
Yeah, they're women without men, that's all. In matters like these, you forget your own blood, even kith and kin.
Shh! Easy.
Only the dog's barking.
Someone must have passed by the gate.
Why aren't you in bed?
I came to get a drink of water.
I thought you were asleep.
The thirst woke me up. What about you? Aren't you going to bed?
Just going.
Come.
We've earned our sleep. Bernarda doesn't give you a moment's rest all day. The dogs are going mad.
Not going to let any of us get any rest tonight.
Little lambkin, child of mine, we shall walk down to the edge of the shore. That little ant will stand at his door, and you shall have bread and take my milk. Bernarda, face like an adder. Magdalena like a hyena. Little lambkin. Ba, ba, ba. We'll go to the pine trees at Bethlehem Gate. Neither of us will want to eat. That door will open on its own, and on the shore we'll quietly creep into a shelter of coral stone. Bernarda, face like an adder. Magdalena like a hyena. Let's go to the palm trees at Bethlehem Gate. Grandmother, where are you going? Have you come to open the door for me? Who are you? How did you get out here? I got away. Who are you? You come back to bed. Oh! Oh, you're Martirio. Now I look at you, Martirio. Face like a martyr. When are you going to have a baby, I've had this. Where did you get that from? I know it's a lamb. Why can't a lamb be a baby? Better to have a lamb than nothing at all. Bernarda, face like an adder! Magdalena like a hyena! Stop shouting. It's all very dark. Because my hair is white. They think I can't have babies, but I can. Babies and babies and babies. This baby will have white hair. And this baby will have another baby. And that one another, and that one another. And so on, and all with white hair like snow. We'll be like the waves, one after another. And then we'll sit there on the shore and we'll all have white heads and we'll be the foam of the sea, the white horses, the crests of the waves. Why aren't there any white crests here? Nothing but morning weeds. I have to go now. But I'm afraid the dogs may bite me. Will you come with me as far as the fields? Oh, I like the fields. I like houses, too, but I like open houses, with the women tucked up in their beds with their little children, and the men folks sitting outside on their chairs. Pepe el Romano is a giant. Every one of you is after him, but he's going to eat you up because you're all just grains of corn to him. No, you're not. You're frogs. Frogs without teeth. Go to bed. All right. But you'll open the door for me, won't you? Of course. Ah, little lambkin child of mine, we shall walk down to the edge of the shore. That little ant will stand at his door. You shall have bread and take my milk.
Why are you looking for me? You always Who are you to tell me? No place for a decent girl. Oh, and how you'd like to be in it yourself. The time has come for me to speak out. Shh! It can't go on like this. This is just the beginning. I've had the strength to get on with it, and the spirit and the looks, which you haven't got. I saw death under this roof, and I went out to look for what belongs to me.
That man without a soul came here for another woman. You put yourself in his path.
He came here for money, but his eyes were always on me.
I'm not going to let you steal him. He was going to marry Angustias.
You know better than I do. He doesn't love her.
I know.
And you know he loves me. You've seen. He loves me.
Yes.
He loves me. He loves me.
Stab me with a knife if you like. Just don't say that again.
That's why you're trying to stop me going with him. You don't care if he's kissing someone he doesn't love. Neither do I. He could stay with Angustias for 100 years, but the fact that he's kissing me, you can't stand. Because you love him too. You love him!
Let me say it. With my head held high. Yes. My heart is bursting with bitterness. I love him.
Materio, it's not my fault.
Don't touch me. Don't try and smooth things over. My blood isn't yours anymore. However much I want to see you as a sister, I can't see you as anything but another woman.
Then there's nothing to be done. Whoever is set on drowning will drown. Pepe el Romano is mine. He will take me away to the reed beds by the seashore.
But he will not.
I can't stand the horror of this house anymore. Not since I tasted the taste of his mouth. I shall be whatever he wants me to be. All the village against me, pointing at me with their fingers of fire. Persecuted by those who call themselves decent people. And I shall wear the crown of thorns that belongs to the mistresses of married men.
Be quiet.
All right. Let's go to bed. We'll let him marry Angustias. Makes no matter to me. And I'm moving to a little place by myself, where he'll come and visit me whenever he remembers me.
while there's a drop of blood in my body.
Not just you. You're a weakling. I could bring a wild horse to its knees with just the strength of my little finger.
Don't you raise your voice at me. It's driving me mad. My heart is full of a force so wicked. Without one, it's drowning me.
They teach us to love our sisters. God must have left me alone in the midst of this darkness, because I can see you as if I've never seen you anywhere before. Get out of my way.
Get past me if you can.
Stand aside.
Helpless creature I am. I can hold nothing in my hands.
It was with him! Look at her skirts covered with straw!
This is the end of prison talk here. There's what I do with the warder's rod. Not another step! No one gives me orders here, only Pepe.
Adela!
I belong to him. Just realize that. And then go out into the yard and tell him he will be master of all this house. He's out there now, panting like a lion.
The gun! Where is the gun?
No! Nobody's going to stop it.
You're not getting out of here! So try up with your body! You Go to him, if you dare.
There's an end of Pepe el Romano.
Oh my God!
Have you killed him?
No, he galloped off on his horse.
Then why did you...
To serve her right? I like to pour a river of blood over her.
Damn you!
You're a devil.
No. It's better this way.
Adela! Open the door!
Adela, open this door.
Adela!
Open this door or I'll break it in.
All the neighbors are up.
Open this door. Don't think the walls will hide your shame.
Or may we never die a death like that.
Pepe, there you go. Alive. Running in the darkness under the poplar trees. But come the day you fall. Oh. Cut her down. Dress her all in white. My daughter died a virgin. Tell them to ring the bells twice at dawn. She died a virgin. And I want no tears. Death must be looked at face to face. Tears are for when you are alone. We shall all of us drown in a sea of mourning. The youngest daughter of Bernarda, Alba, died a virgin. Silence. Silence, I said! Silence.